Namaskar, welcome to Dynamic Economy and Economics. You are on the best channel for analytical understanding of concepts of economics. इसके पहले के वीडियो में हमने ISLM मॉडल की बात की थी that why ISLM मॉडल is necessary. इसमें दो कर्व आते हैं, एक IS कर्व आता है और एक LM कर्व आता है. आज हम IS कर्व के ग्राफिकल डेरिवेशन की बात करेंगे. IS कर्व का मतलब है इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड सेविंग. इन ऑर्डर टू बी इन इक्विलिब्रियम, प्रोडक्ट मार्केट must have equality of saving and investment, or in other words, aggregate demand should be equal to aggregate supply. इस डायग्राम में हम टू सेक्टर की मॉडल की बात करेंगे. that there are only two sectors in the economy, household sector and business sector. इसके अलावा गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर भी होता है और फॉरेन सेक्टर भी होता है. बट इन दिस वीडियो we have taken up only two sectors, household sector and investment sector. So for product market to be in equilibrium, aggregate supply must be equal to aggregate demand. It means Y is equal to C plus I. This is aggregate supply and this is aggregate demand for two sector, or Y minus C is equal to I, and Y minus C is 7. So this is the equilibrium condition for product market in two sectors. सेविंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट दोनों बराबर होनी चाहिए. ISLM मॉडल में सेविंग फंक्शन जो है वो किन्स जैसा ही लिया गया है. मीन्स सेविंग्स आर एज्यूम्ड टू बी फंक्शन ऑफ इनकम, more appropriately function of disposable income. But since government sector is absent, there is no difference between income and disposable income. Savings function of income and investment is function of rate of interest. ये डिफरेंस है. किन्स ने जो अपना सिद्धांत दिया था उसमें उन्होंने इन्वेस्टमेंट को ऑटोनॉमस माना था. दैट इन्वेस्टमेंट इज autonomous. It does not depend upon income or interest rate. उनके अनुसार कोई दूसरे फैक्टर से जो इन्वेस्टमेंट को प्रभावित करते हैं. बट इन ISLM मॉडल हिक्स ने एज्यूम किया है दैट इन्वेस्टमेंट डिपेंड्स अपॉन रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट एंड दिस रिलेशनशिप इज नेगेटिव वन. मीन्स स्लोप ऑफ this curve is negative. It is less than 0, or this is negative one. इन्वेस्टमेंट और रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट के बीच में नेगेटिव रिलेशन. इनके आधार पर हमने ये IS कर्व ड्रॉ किया है. ये सेविंग फंक्शन है. इनकम और सेविंग के बीच में पॉजिटिव रिलेशनशिप है. मीन्स इफ सपोज इनकम इज Y1, saving is S1. Suppose income is 1000 and saving is say 400. If income increases from 1000, it becomes say 1500, and saving increases from 400 to 600. This is saving curve. This is 45-degree line. इसको इसलिए बनाया गया है कि सेविंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट को बराबर किया जा सके, क्योंकि प्रोडक्ट मार्केट के इक्विलिब्रियम में रहने के लिए सेविंग और इन्वेस्टमेंट का बराबर होना जरूरी है. सिंस दिस इज 45-degree लाइन, एनी पॉइंट ऑन दिस विल हैव इक्वल डिस्टेंस ऑन दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्सिस एज वेल एज ऑन सेविंग एक्सिस. 400, this is 400 saving. Since this is 45-degree line, this investment is also 400. Similarly, if saving is 600, here it is 600, and at this point investment is also 600. So this line shows the equality of saving and investment. Now we have to find out the rate of interest at which we can have 400 of investment or 600 of investment. This can be found through this investment curve. This curve shows relationship between investment and rate of interest. So from here we find that when needed investment is 400, rate of interest should be say 7%. And if investment is to be 600, then rate of interest should be say 5%. So from this investment curve, we find that this investment can be obtained at this rate of interest, and this investment can be obtained at this rate of interest. Now, from the whole cycle, what we find, when income is 1000, saving is 400, investment must also be 400, and 400 investment can be obtained when rate of interest is 7%. So we can say that product market can be in equilibrium only when there is income combination of 1000 and 7% rate is obtained. At this income and interest combination, we have product market equilibrium. Similarly, if income is 1500, then saving is 600, investment must also be 600, and this 600 investment can be realized only when the rate of interest is 5%. It means the product market will be in equilibrium at 1500 income level only if the rate of interest is 5% here. 1500. Now these 2 points give us the product market equilibrium. Joining these 2 points, we get IS curve. At this curve, product market is in equilibrium, means aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. Every point on this IS curve gives us those combination of income and rate of interest at which product market is in equilibrium. It is IS curve. अब ऐसा क्या होगा अगर हम IS कर्व पर नहीं हैं, तब क्या होगा? IS curve shows relationship between rate of interest and income level, which marks equilibrium in product market. And points beyond this IS curve show disequilibrium in product market. For example, suppose we are at this point. At this point, say it is N. At N point, income is 1500 and rate of interest is 7%. Now see what happens in product market when we are at point N. Income is 1500, it means saving will be 600. Rate of interest is 7%, it means investment is 400. So, saving is 600, investment is 400, it means aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. Investment is part of aggregate demand and saving is part of aggregate supply. अगर हम इस पर IS कर्व के ऊपर हैं, then product market will be in disequilibrium. और disequilibrium कैसा होगा? That aggregate supply is greater than aggregate demand. There is demand deficiency. Similarly, see what happens here. Suppose it is L point. At this point, income is 1000. So, saving will be 400. And at this point, rate of interest is 5%. And at 5% rate of interest, investment is 600. So, what is happening at this point? Saving is 400, investment is 600. It means aggregate supply is less than aggregate demand. Investment is part of aggregate demand and saving is part of aggregate supply. So every point below this curve will show excess demand and every point above this curve will show deficiency of demand. At these points below this curve there will be inflationary pressure in the economy, and at points above this curve there will be deficiency of demand, that is deflationary condition in the economy. At all points along the IS curve, product market will be in equilibrium, that is aggregate demand will be equal to aggregate supply. So the IS curve shows the equilibrium of product market in ISLM analysis. इस वीडियो में बस इतना ही। वीडियो पसंद आया तो लाइक करें, शेयर करें, सब्सक्राइब करें। वीडियो देखने के लिए आपका धन्यवाद।